3, 2, 1. Beautiful.
That was graceful.
Welcome back
Hello,
to
everyone.
Insignificant Thoughts. My name is Louis,
I am Chris.
and today we have Brielle again.
I'm back.
Of
She
course.
is our-
This time with audio.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. This time we're doing it right. We're
And
doing
we
it
don't
right.
have hot pot.
Yeah. We don't have
we should've
food
done it
today.
again, though.
Yeah. I know.
That was wonderfully chaotic.
I know.
Crazy.
I was like, I
Make sure you talk
could do this. I could definitely do this.
I know.
Again.
It was like I said. Next time, what I want to do is, I love the idea, but the execution for me, I feel like I couldn't concentrate.
Yeah,
'cause I
you were
was
like
just constantly
cooking the whole time.
burning something or.
No, actually, Did you like the food? I love the
It
food.
was
The food was great.
bussin'.
That's
It
what
was
I'm
really
saying.
good,
It
yeah,
was
it was good.
bussin'.
It was good. It was bussing.
Can someone Google what bussin' me? Please stop.
And when like how we start every episode, I wanted to ask you today, baby. How are you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing so good.
Yes.
Had a great holiday season.
Ooh.
And now it's 2023.
2023.
And I'm excited for what this year holds.
Yeah. How about you, Chris? How you doing?
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had off today, which is Martin Luther King Day.
Must be nice.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It was nice.
Must be nice.
It was. I woke up early. I did a couple things. Hung out with a Godfrey, a friend of ours. So it was a nice slow day.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything crazy to do. I still did a little bit of work though, admittedly.
Yeah.
I said there's always something to do in my job, so I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
But,
I just had a normal work day too. Just went to work today. It went fast today, actually, super fast, which I love. I love that. I love when just I don't even have time to look at my clock because I'm just so busy. I love it. But anyway, so today we're again joined by Brielle, and we're doing a part 2 to conspiracy theories. This is very interesting the last time, and we're gonna do it again. And go over some conspiracy theories that are out there.
It's gonna be more detailed because there's
Because
there's
there's
audio.
more audio. We're going
more
to
mystical.
get so deep.
This could be a series. Like,
This could be if you really wanted to make it a series, we could make it a series.
This could be.
there could be so many
It'll be
parts.
like the Brielle spinoff, like the Brielle conspiracy theories. There's people that do talk about it.
We could talk about this forever.
Yeah.
I've watched. I kid you not. There are videos that are 2-3 hours long that I've watched as background noise
For
about conspiracy theories. Yeah, there's
I
so
can't do
many,
that.
so many. Yeah, there's it's
My
great
attention
background
spam doesn't allow that to happen.
Well, that's the point. You don't want to. It's background noise. You don't really have to pay attention to it.
True.
It's just like there, and then for 2 seconds you listen. It's like the aliens probing you. It's like what? There's something. Well, that's common, but I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like you start listening to portions of it, and then you tell yourself, you're like, oh,
yeah.
okay, like that. That's not so far fetched.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden you find yourself down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories down the internet. You're like, oh my god, the Slender Man does exist.
I was watching yesterday. I was watching with Chris. Some guy going through. Oh my god, what was the sapo?
Turtle?
The
Wait, what?
I'm done.
Not just.
The first conspiracy of the day.
Sapo's frog, man. Turtle, tortuga.
The first
Not that funny.
conspiracy. No, the first conspiracy. The sapo became a tortuga.
So
No,
wait,
I
what-
thought turtle.
That was good.
Turtle. Imagine it was a turtle. No.
Wait, so
What
what?
frog?
So Chris will explain.
So
This is not a conspiracy theory. It's just something that we're watching.
It's
last night.
not a conspiracy theory at all. The world of psychedelics is out there, as you know. There's mushrooms. There's the cactus I told you. There's ayahuasca. All of them have different compounds. One of them, the one from ayahuasca, for example, is DMT. It's a different type of psychedelic, and it has different types of effects, and the duration is much shorter, and it's different overall. So apparently, there's another way to get another form of DMT from this poisonous frog. And you extract some of that poison or whatever the case may be from the frog, and then you go through this ceremony where they essentially heat it up and have you smoke it. Mm-hmm. And you are
But the
You're out of
ceremony
this
is crazy.
planet.
So first of all, the guy goes right, and to prepare him and get him ready, right? They put him in a. It's beautiful, almost. It is beautiful, not almost. It is beautiful. So they put him. They had him in this like setting outside, almost with like a wedge pillow, like I have outside, like that, with like blankets and everything. And they're preparing him for what's about to happen because it's intense. It's very intense, right? So. And I'm bringing this up because I'm telling you, eventually I'm going to get to a conspiracy theory. Just watch. So, so this is happening, right? And another thing, he's relaxing, whatever. They get him ready, and then the first thing that they do is that they blow tobacco in his nostril first.
The guy?
Yes,
The guide, yeah.
Oh.
the
actual
guide
blows
is
tobacco.
blowing tobacco into this guy's nose. So they put it looks like something that
Some
insert.
wooden thing that
Yeah.
just goes from
And the guy
my
goes-
mouth to your nose.
Yeah, and he blows it in there to one side, and then he does it on the other one because the tobacco is supposed to do something where it just basically
Kill me?
Oh, no.
it's supposed to make you die. No,
It's
no,
supposed to center you, and it's supposed to help you. It's supposed to help you.
it has helped with what's
Yeah.
going to happen, right? It's a way to help you, and then eventually, the thing that's been extracted from the toad gets introduced into this like glass, and then they start burning it, and then you're supposed to start smoking it. So
Regular smoke it? Like not up your nose?
yeah, like regular smoking out of your nose. So he starts smoking, right? And it's immediate. And the guy kind of closes his eyes, and you see him breathing, right? It doesn't really explain at that moment what's happening. He explains after the experience is done. But then eventually you see him, he comes up, and he sees his guide, and he sees him, and he's like, I understand, and like hugs him and cries. So he gets to a point in explaining, saying that he believes that what he saw was him basically either becoming like God or being in his presence in some way. And it was wild. And the way that I wanted to kind of like put all of this, it was insane, right? I think you should see the video, which brings us trying to make a transition here.
There is no transition.
I got this transition.
Which
We got
brings
this,
no,
man.
which brings us into a way of thinking of like, are we in the Matrix? Is this real? Where we're living at? Is this something that is real? What do you think about that conspiracy theory? Do you think that we're being managed by someone else, and we're like basically like being controlled by somebody?
No.
Next question.
Period.
No. And the podcast.
Okay, all right. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Okay,
Real's
can
like-
you elaborate on that, babe, please?
No.
What do you think is happening there?
I don't know what's happening.
Listen, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe. What's the Matrix? Like that we are like little
In a
like we're
simulation? Like, is this
like
real?
we're lab rats?
Maybe?
Oh, I think that's what it is, right? That like the Matrix is supposed to be. We are not in control. Basically,
The Matrix,
It's just,
I think for the Matrix it was
Is that what it is?
robots.
Be a no for me.
Robots. Well, at least for the Matrix.
Yeah.
Robots have all the humans plugged in to this like simulation, right? And they basically have us in these like vessels, and they harness our energy. And that's what they do. That's what the Matrix is. The Matrix is literally just a simulation of what humanity was. But there's theories and there's even stories from like all the way back to ancient times that state that, I forgot the specific name. I think they call it the brain in the vat, the brain in the bucket, meaning you are just a brain in a bucket with a bunch of wires hooked up to it. And that stimulating certain sensors of your brain, or somehow we are in a simulation. And it's there's people that wholeheartedly believe this. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, there's people that say, "Oh yeah, you know, it must be where." I mean, nothing matters, and obviously, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But
You know what's funny to me though? What I find hilarious is that every time that something like this is talked about, regardless if it's about this or anything else, it seems like someone believes that someone is in control, right? That there's something greater than us that is in control. And I can't understand why people can't believe that that's God.
But
That-
then people would say God is like a conspiracy theory.
that's
I can
true.
understand that,
That's
right?
true.
I can,
So
but I'm saying,
they're all theories as to what is out there.
yeah.
Some would say.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely see that, but what I'm trying to say here is that they see this thing as like something that is being controlled, something that is possible, but they don't see some God being something possible.
They have an outlandish theory. However, God is so far out of their reach because they refuse to believe that there could potentially be a God.
Which that one in one,
Yeah.
I'm like, if you could believe that something like that exists, how can you not believe then God exists? You know, which because again, it's all something that we haven't seen and we don't know. So I don't know.
Just like every conspiracy theory, though, we don't really know. Do we know?
It's what you
How do I know?
believe in.
How do I know I'm here?
Yeah.
How do I know this is real?
It's just I don't think anyone's controlling us. Like we have no control. Like someone would be controlling us, like The Sims, like something like that, or like you control your Sims.
Yeah,
Is there something like
I don't believe that either. Yeah.
I don't believe that either. I mean,
Because that would be so like boring.
feels
Yeah.
like
Because why are they making my story so boring?
That's true. I'm like, why
why
you
couldn't
just
I
make
be?
me- like,
Why couldn't I be like a CIA agent or like? Actually, I don't want to be affiliated with that. But anyway, why couldn't I be like this badass? Like,
That's true. Right? Like, who is playing me?
If someone's
making me
if
go
we're
to
being
to a
controlled.
job that I've been for 7 years now, doing the same thing over. Bro, are you having fun?
Crying, depressed.
I'm great, thank you, man who pulls strings.
Can't be real.
Okay, so we don't believe that that's real.
That
I
they're
don't. I don't
controlling
believe
us.
in. Obviously, I don't. I don't believe that that's real either. But it was something that I wanted to kind of. But I think I did a good job.
You did
with
a good
bringing
job
that
because
story.
honestly,
Was that good? Was that not? Yeah.
I think so. No, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, what conspiracy theory do you want to talk about, babe?
Okay, so
Oh
just like
my
a
God.
little one.
Okay.
You know, like the Disney conspiracy theory, the Walt Disney conspiracy
No, actually,
theory,
I
that
really
he's
don't.
like frozen somewhere.
Oh hell no! Get that! No,
You haven't
heard
man,
that?
Oh,
No.
I've heard that one.
Ew! Well,
then-
who would want to do that?
So then, I don't know. Supposedly, he is frozen to be like thawed sometime in the future. It's a conspiracy theory. So, because so many people would Google Walt Disney Frozen, they made the movie Frozen. So that way, when you Google that, Frozen.
I got another one for y'all. This is why I believe Marcus Houston made the song Naked. Because if you Google his name and Naked, you're only going to get the album, the song, and him in the video. That's it. You're never going to be able to find him naked.
Oh, damn.
Why? Because I've looked.
Because you researched.
Pervert.
But you know what? You know, if I was going about trying to hide something and I knew the way the internet worked,
Yeah.
I would do the same shit.
Listen,
I mean, the same
first
exact
of all,
thing.
if this will be real, it's insane. But if it's fake, like I think it is, these people that come up with these theories are insane. Like that's crazy, right?
I don't know where
Like
they
who?
start.
Where do
Wait,
these
wait,
conspiracy
okay.
theories
Well, maybe
start?
they're true.
Yeah, here's a real question. When did that theory start? Because that would have given us
long
a
time
good.
ago.
If it started a long time ago, and they decided to make, and this is actually true. Just think about it this way. They were very successful. because that shit was everywhere. I haven't even watched it, and I've even heard of Disney fanatics.
Disney Frozen.
Disney Frozen.
Yeah.
Think about it. Disney Frozen. What's gonna appear? Elsa. Like no. I think if that were true, they were very freaking successful at it, because that movie, at least for me, that movie was like everywhere.
Everywhere. It was
Every
crazy.
kid wanted to
Everywhere.
watch
It was
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Everywhere. Every kid was crazy
And
for this movie.
adults, like people were just everyone.
Well, that's because
It
the
was like
kids.
the talk of the town.
Once you can get the kids into it, and apparently, according to most people that I know that are fans of Disney, it's not even up there in terms of the good Disney movies. It's just it was very well marketed. It was out there.
I
you know?
definitely don't think it's even like nowhere near, maybe not even top 20.
Really.
In my opinion,
Huh.
'cause I like Disney movies, but there's so many good Disney movies out there, and I don't even. Again, it's not a bad movie. It's not, but in terms of like putting it in there in top 20, I don't even think I could put them in top 20.
Top 20?
Yeah.
That would be like a whole other podcast.
Well, yeah,
ranking
top
Disney
20. Ooh,
movies.
Edgar, where you at?
We'll have to talk about the ranking. Ooh, that would be a good podcast to talk.
A top
to do,
20.
top 20 or top 10 of
Top
Disney
10
movies
and
or whatever.
why.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I wouldn't be able to
why?
come up with that list.
Because you didn't watch. You didn't grow
I didn't
up
watch
watching
any
it.
of those. My parents are like, no, that's the Diablo. And I'm like, I get it.
You see?
Not even the Lion King. We literally just mentioned that today.
Mm.
Godfrey was hanging out, and he was able to see my parents, like I told you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you covering your thing again or no?
oh no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
Well, yeah, I am covering my face again. You're right. Jesus.
Just making sure that you're not, because last time
Hi.
you were.
No,
mentioning-
last time my face didn't even come out. But Godfrey went to see my parents today and whatnot. You probably remember this very vividly because you were on this trip, right?
Oh, Wildwood?
Yeah, the Wildwood trip where you guys had one movie to watch.
Lion King.
And you watched Lion King
Every night.
the whole trip.
The whole-
How
The
torturous
whole
was that?
trip.
That
How
was-
torturous was that?
Is this like pre-YouTube?
Mhm.
Pre-iPhone?
Yeah, I think he had the DVD. I think he literally had the DVD because
When
the story.
was this? What year was this?
I don't remember, but Dad mentioned it because he's like, let's do a repeat. Let's get Junie so we could do a repeat of the trip. And we all started laughing. And I said, no Lion King, please.
Yeah.
And then Dad said, no, he has to bring that. That was there.
No, yeah, we literally. I don't know what it was. He brought that movie.
It was his favorite.
And I think it was because Godfrey is like me, where he goes to sleep like watching something. Like I need to, like for me, I could go to sleep in the dark and be fine. But it's something about having something on the TV that makes me go to sleep way faster. So I think I mentioned to him that I go to sleep with something watching, and then maybe he brought it, and that's what we watched the whole entire time.
like I was
Every
telling,
single night. There
I
was
was-
nothing else.
I
to
literally
watch.
was telling my parents, I was like,
Insane
literally,
to me.
no, literally, I was telling my parents, I was like, how many times a day? It's like whenever we were home, and I'm like, so you would
This
leave
is a
the
long
beach.
time. This is like what, like
go
when,
back.
like 14 years ago.
It's
Yeah, it
gotta
has to
be
be
because
14, 15 years ago.
you guys
15
were
years
just
ago.
watching Lion King on repeat. It was a long time ago. 'Cause that would never happen now.
No, definitely not.
Literally, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if this was true or not. Did Godfrey bring his TV as well? Was it the TV? Was it a
That's a
VHS
real
or was
friend.
it a DVD? He brought that little TV that was combined, I
That
think,
had-
with
that
the
you
DVD.
could put
The
something
DVD
in
in,
it.
Did
yeah.
he really?
I think he did that because there
Wow.
was nothing.
Oh, because-
there was nothing there.
Oh, it wasn't. It was a DVD or was it a cassette?
I don't know. It was one or the other.
VHS.
I don't, it was one or the other. But all,
VHS.
imagine. No, I hope not. VHS. Holy
There
shit.
wasn't VHS, right? It was. It had,
No,
to,
It had to have been a
be
DVD.
yeah,
It had to have been
yeah.
a DVD.
But he brought his TV. Like, is it the
I think he
motel
brought his
didn't have
TV.
TV?
It was.
no,
it was.
Outlet.
it was like Airbnb before Airbnb was a thing, so it was a rundown ass.
It was a really small wooden house. Was it wooden?
I don't know. It was just a little shack ass
It
house.
was like a
on the
really
shore.
tiny.
And Godfrey's like, I'm bringing my TV. This
He's like, no, Lion King is coming with.
Lion King.
I love it. We
So
literally just spoke
cute.
about that. But yeah, Disney,
Yeah.
Disney Frozen.
Disney, Frozen, GG. You
I
guys
don't
did
think
it.
I
You guys
want
did it.
this to be true,
You want it?
but I don't think it's true.
Yeah. I don't.
I want it
think,
to be true, and I know that It could potentially be because of that Marcus Houston example.
No, I
But
don't think it's true.
also
Do you think
about him
that he's
being-
alive still, frozen somewhere?
I just read an
No.
article recently about how they have tried that on people, but it's like not successful. Like
Yeah.
they turn to like slime or whatever.
Oh.
Mhm.
What is it when they reheat them? They're turning into slime, or
No,
is it
it's
when they're
Just they're
frozen?
not like preserving properly. It's like
This is cellular.
Science.
They're
you
trying
can't,
this,
You
I'm
can't
guess-
freeze. I think like cellular necrosis. Like once something starts dying, it's gonna keep dying.
that's what I'm saying. If your brain is dead for that long, isn't there no hope for
I don't know.
thawing?
Don't know how science works.
Yeah, me neither. And then imagine it's like if we're talking and getting into the whole theory and things like out there and whatnot. If this is not the actual world we see and we perceive everything with our five senses, and it's not truly what the world is, then where does our consciousness go after, and how does that go back into a body?
It doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when the theory of cryogenics is fascinating to me, and I want it to be true, but that portion is what blocks me from that theory. I was like, there is no way in hell you could tell me that I could just put you into a tube, freeze you, and then you're basically
then
kind of
wake up.
dead, and then I thaw you out, and then what do? Jolt you with an electrical current? Hey, what's up? And your consciousness just comes back. What? Like, where were you?
What do you think? What do you think is gonna happen when we go to heaven, right? Because we're not gonna be in this body. So what do you think? You think we're gonna be able? Is it gonna be like our
Just-
same physical form
No.
as here? It's gonna be a totally different
It's just-
look.
I imagined it just to be like lights.
Just lights,
Just our like
like the lights
the
behind
essence
you.
of who we were, our auras.
Okay, Walter Mercada.
Walter Mercado. Oh my
That's
god.
what I imagined.
Wait, so explain. So it's not gonna be like a body. You think it's just gonna be? What do you think?
Something mystical.
Something mystical.
Something inexplicable,
Yeah.
nonsensical.
But our souls will feel each other. That makes me emotional.
Start crying, bawling.
our souls have touched.
What do you think, Chris? What do you think is gonna happen when we go to heaven?
I don't. I think I have to agree with her. There can't be a possible human explanation through like words and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can barely describe many things as it is, you know. So I don't think there's human words to really.
So you guys don't think that it's going to be basically like the best version of our current bodies up there.
I mean,
But what's the best version?
That and it's just like, what if
in terms of just like there's no sickness, right? There's no nothing. You think that everybody in heaven is just gonna be chiseled? Everybody in heaven is just gonna
everyone's gonna be ripped?
So this is why I
Conspiracy theory
also
confirmed.
kind of feel like now I get what you're saying, because I don't know if that's even gonna be a thing of like seeing
can't be.
physicality.
No, because it
in
says that, like
someone.
then there's not gonna be hunger, sickness, and so it's gonna be transcended from this reality as you know it. There are things that we simply cannot comprehend, and this is one of those things, I think. And it's gonna be something that so beautiful, so glorious. We're not gonna be able to put our we can't explain it. We can't
Yeah.
explain it with human words right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with alien words.
All right. So
theory confirmed.
what is
Aliens.
another conspiracy that you wanted to talk about, Ben?
Okay, so we've been talking about Britney Spears.
Oh,
Is she alive or is she dead?
And what's going on?
I don't know.
I have
Leave
no
Britney
idea.
alone.
I don't know much about this because I'm not in social media like that. Well, not social media. I am social media, but I'm saying like following that story specifically, so I
He
don't know
doesn't
much
follow
about it.
pop culture.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't
so.
follow pop culture like that.
But to the theory that she's dead, no. She's
I
alive.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've
So what is
seen,
explain the theory,
their
by the way.
arguments. I don't know. They think that she died. However, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how they think she died. And then that her husband and everyone is just keeping up this farce that she's alive. So their wedding, that person that you saw in all those pictures,
It's not her.
not a, like, why would they do that?
I have no idea.
No.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I don't give this one much merit because
Me
people were
neither.
talking about it. But I'll tell you this much: if you scroll and you look at some of those wedding pictures and stuff like that, you cannot tell me those pictures don't look sus. Because with all the money that you have and everything, you couldn't hire some mediocre photographer with some mediocre gear. And
So I haven't
That
seen
I
this.
don't
her literally, she
understand.
looks pasted and like edited. It's very weird. And coming
Her
from
hair
someone
was
who's
terrible.
Yeah,
Her
like-
makeup. It's just like,
The
it's Britney
whole
Spears.
wedding was not recorded.
I don't know.
No, it
I don't
was.
really know.
But that's another conspiracy. That was like, because the wedding video, like all the shots of her husband are like really, really nice, and he looked great. And then Britney's were like filmed on like a phone or something.
Yeah.
She wasn't all decked out, like fabulous
phone.
or anything. And people just think that was weird. But I also think Britney's just not the same Britney that she was in the early 2000s. So, and even her other, like, when she married Kevin Federline, that wasn't romantic. Didn't they get married in Vegas or
I don't
something
really
like that?
know.
Like,
I
don't
mean, I
think
don't even know
Britney,
who Kevin is, to be honest.
I just think
Yeah.
she's different now.
So it's so difficult for me like to go into it because I don't know much about it. But yeah, that is, I want to see the pictures because it's weird that he has like perfect pictures of him in the wedding,
Brielle
but
got us.
she has none. There's just everything for her looks.
It looks
her hair was
bland
not
and, like,
done well. Her
There's
makeup wasn't done well.
one particular picture. I kid you not. And I don't pretend to be a pro or anything, honestly. But I've taken pictures in the past and I've edited and stuff. So you can tell when a picture looks
That's how she
edited.
looked on her wedding day, first of all. So, like, it's
Okay.
like not great hair, makeup. The dress was like simple.
I think she
And I
looked
just
fine.
think that that's just
Yeah,
like
let me see.
Britney now.
I want to see this one because if this the one that, yeah, you see that one. That one's not too bad. There's another one
Which one?
on her. I don't know. Let me look through her profile.
I just Googled it.
Oh, you just Googled it. Freaking. Let me grab my phone.
But that's definitely her. Like, you cannot tell me that that's not Britney.
Well,
Yeah, definitely. That's
okay,
definitely
okay.
Britney for
That's,
sure.
That's Britney. Okay, great. But there's
that one doesn't look edited at all to me. Do you think that picture looks edited, babe?
No.
Okay.
there's one in particular. I'll show you right now. Where I was like,
But I do think it's sus. I think her husband is sus. I don't know what it is, but he rubs me the
this
wrong
looks
way.
extremely like weird to me, and I cannot honestly I can't unsee it because I know what it is like to take a picture. I'm not.
Yeah, this one looks
You
like
get
she
what
was
I'm
placed
saying?
there. Yeah.
This is
But wait, that's not the same dress that she was wearing.
no.
No. Her Instagram is like a whole other
Like in the American-
podcast.
A whole separate podcast just for her.
Oh, this
Instagram.
is not the wedding day.
No,
No.
I don't think it is.
But
But
she posts weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's been posting like the dances and everything like that
not
are a
just the
little
dances. There was one time where I
weird and stuff.
kid you not, I'm pretty sure I saw her hoo ha, and I was just like,
bit her hoo ha.
yeah.
She's posting like risque photos.
Yeah.
Oh, she's putting like
Yeah.
naked stuff. Yeah.
Yo, like just nothing but covering her nips. I'm like, where's the rest? Like, oh, like, oh my god. You
Oh
know?
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's great. I'm glad you're able to express yourself, but is that Britney?
It's just it's not this. It's just weird because it's two different people. That's the issue. Like if someone was behaving like Britney on social media, that was whoever else, no one would care. But because it's Britney Spears and who we knew from the 90s, early 2000s, these are two different people. So
Do you-
it's like concerning.
Do you think that she is just truly trying to be herself at this point, and people are just not leaving her alone, and it's annoying to her?
Could
Because
be.
like you said, she's just doing like it literally looks like she's just someone else on Instagram just dancing, and to your point, no one would care. But if it's Britney Spears, it's like, oh, so
Like, what is she
maybe
doing?
society is holding her to such a standard because of what they used to see of her. And I can kind of understand now. If that was the case and
If
that
that's
happened
the
to me,
case,
I'd be like,
that's-
leave me alone, honestly.
But I can understand what you're saying, but the little things that I have seen from her, like dancing and talking, I know that it could be different because for whatever reason, but she does look like almost like frantic, like she's going through an episode of some sort. That's what it looks like for me, and that's no disrespect or anything. It's just
No, of course.
what I see when I look at the videos. So it's just weird. It feels like whatever there was something that happened in her life that made her break, or something. I don't know. That's just what it seems like from my side.
Do you think it's growing up in such a different world as well? I've thought about this a lot because when you think about how she grew up, aside from all the trouble that she had with her father and marriages, and I really don't know the whole story, but you have to think about it. A person growing up like that is way different than someone that has a 9-to-5 job, someone that's trying to go to school, someone that's trying to get a certification, someone that's trying to raise a family. It's completely different. So it's like, was she like that the whole time? And it was just her being Britney Spears and her being under control of her father and all that stuff that was going on was just her under control, basically.
So you're
And
saying
that's
that
it. And then what she is now is what she really was. She was a little manic. She's a little nutty. But when someone managed her when she was younger, I guess she fell in line and followed.
could be.
You know,
It could
maybe
be.
this is the actual Britney Spears, and everything before that was just like, whatever. Like her shaving her head out of frustration. I mean, think about it. You grow up in that type of world, and maybe you have some issues, maybe you don't. You want nothing to do with it. You're like, "Meh." I mean, I can see where these things, might possibly stem from. So when people call her crazy, I'm just like, aren't we all a little? And then especially even more so if she grew up like that. The thing
Yeah.
about cameras in your face 24/7, like,
Well, I mean, again, there's been many cases of other people that have grown up the same way and haven't had that issue.
true.
So,
but
I don't know.
maybe that's what potentially triggered it. Maybe Britney would have been normal.
Or her father being so overbearing with her throughout this whole time just made her break.
Yeah, it could
Which is
be.
what most people think, right? Is that what most people are
I think
thinking?
that's
that
the
that's what happened?
leading the leading theory right now, right? Is that her father and all that stress. Like, think about it. At least from what they were describing it, she had zero control. So it was like,
What do you
it's
think,
like
babe?
imagine you being
Did
an
we talk
adult.
about this in the first podcast?
I don't know if we did or didn't. But
If we did, we apologize, but again, it doesn't matter.
I think this one came up. This came up recently. I forgot who said that Britney was dead.
Yeah, that's
Someone-
it's
someone-
new, but
Yeah, that one's new, but that's what I'm saying. Is like someone mentioned this recently, and I heard it, and I was like, "What the?" And I think you told me too. It's like, "Oh, look at her Instagram. Things are weird." So I kind of dove into this one a little bit, but not too far down. But I know things they look a little different. You
Yeah.
know, like that one Instagram picture that I showed you. It looks very weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
and
Very,
sometimes
very
she'll just
weird.
like post videos of her like she's just like coming in frame, and then she's like posing, and then she goes like out of the camera, or she'll like be trying on different outfits, and she comes back in, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just a little odd.
Maybe she wants to show you her outfits.
I know you're trying to play
Come
devil's
on.
advocate, but
I know. I
Like,
do
it's-
try to play devil's
it's
advocate a lot.
it's
but
very concerning. Like when you see the videos and how you see it, like it looks very childlike. That's what I see.
There was another
when
one.
I look at the videos.
Yeah, there was another one that she was like dancing to like a song from Rihanna or something like that, and I was just like,
Yeah.
And
You
she
know.
even changes her voice sometimes.
really?
Yeah.
I never noticed that one. I haven't seen anything like that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the same. There's a lot of like
Brandon,
things
come
like
to
this
our
that.
podcast. I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of things like this that happen, for these celebrities, because we have no idea, but right, they paint this picture for us to see of what we think they actually are, or who they are, but we don't really know what's going on, in closed doors. Same thing happening now with Kanye, and doing all these crazy remarks
why
and
I
all
don't-
that.
I don't try to like. I always tell people I don't pay attention to that stuff because that whole world is completely different and upside down.
Yeah.
Because it's like they show you something, but in reality, to your point, it could be completely opposite.
Bro,
Things
just-
could go like, you know.
It's just imagine growing up with like you're like I can't imagine growing up in a world where everything is basically given to you. Again, if you're growing up in that world where everything is given to you and you are, I don't know, it's just like it's like a different world. It's like celebrities that grow up in like Disney Channel from little and they have this like skewed
View of the world. It's a completely skewed view of the world because, like I said, you no longer have to have a 9 to 5. You don't got to go to school. You no longer. You just don't.
Yeah.
So it's like money is almost not even an object for you. You cause someone to buy stuff for you. You don't even buy stuff at that point.
Yeah.
There's people like I remember I had a very small opportunity to look into that world. A friend of mine works with a lot of celebrity people in the Latin American world and whatnot. And it's incredible. They pay someone to dress them, to do these things so they can look a certain way, be a certain way. But truth of the matter is they don't know what money is. They also don't know what most of them, I'm not saying everyone, they don't know what value is. They don't, you know. And so I can't even imagine being tossed down from that pedestal and then all of a sudden, you know, trying to deal with the ways of the world,
Yeah.
you know, the real world. Mind
No,
you.
absolutely.
So you gotta sign a lease. You know, it's just like imagine, and then having to actually, you know, I would love to talk to someone that was a celebrity or significant celebrity that has now managed to just be normal.
I think there's a lot of them.
There has to be, but it's like I would love to see like their perspective of like how was there a point in time where it was like, oh shit, this is different, you know.
I think it's just the way that the brain works, the way that some people are stronger than others and have a better development in their brain that allows them to understand where they're at and how where the world that they're living in is different, right?
Yeah.
And they're able to cope with that and live a regular life, even though they're mega famous.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on the person. Yeah.
But it happens to a lot of child stars too.
It does.
Yeah.
That's a pretty common denominator.
I guess it's
Like,
because
yeah.
you impede the actual development of the child. You don't expose the child to things like, you know, different people, different cultures, different walks of life. Maybe even the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, everything in between. You know, that's how humans learn very well by two ways, at least in my opinion. By stumbling on their own, right, falling down, or by contrast. You learn by those around you. You know, it's like, all right, I don't want to be this person, so
Yeah.
I will not follow in their footsteps, or I'll do everything the opposite of what they did. You know.
Yeah, I think that there, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, but I think that these things are already in them, or in us, or whatever, and there's certain things that just exacerbate like just make it worse. And I feel like maybe those celebrities that, you know, kind of fall off the rail, I feel like it's just people that maybe in the future might have needed some type of help or something, and maybe they could have gotten it, or because they're in that world, they just didn't seem like they needed it, so they just go, you know, kind of wild.
Illuminati.
Same thing, or because you have people like Twitch, the, you know, Ellen's DJ that just killed himself recently. Did you
Really
know about that one?
No.
You
Who's
know,
DJ?
you know
No.
Ellen DeGeneres,
The my favorite.
you know the
angry lesbian.
no, the black guy that
Good
was
stuff.
DJ on the set, and he used to dance. Freaking
I'll be honest with
amazing
you,
dancer.
As nice as Ellen DeGeneres was and whatnot, I never paid attention. So
Okay.
I was like, but this is
So
her
anyway,
DJ? Yeah.
guy is sweetheart.
Well known, yeah.
Sweetheart of a guy. I never would have thought that that even him thinking about killing himself would have been a thing. ever. And even his co-workers, people that worked with him, nobody knew that that's what he was going through. So anyway, I say that to say it's just like, again, it might just be things that they're already in there that maybe just get crazy with just all this pressure and way of living that they are, and then some people can handle it, some people can't.
Some people, maybe they don't even get the right help, because think about it, it's like, if you're a celebrity, you're only visiting certain doctors.
Yeah, everybody's visiting the same one or something.
Yeah, you're not going to like your local doctor, you know, like, oh, let me just Google which one in my area. You have very specific doctors. Who's to say that you're not really getting the help you need? I mean, there's conspiracy about how Michael Jackson died, for example. Like, oh, you know, pills, and same with Prince. It's like, all right, were they really getting the actual medical attention they need? And these things are questionable. Illuminati.
It's crazy stuff. Things we don't know that have probably happened in this world.
Imagine that was like, it's like, you know, toxic Illuminati.
Is there another topic? I mean, another conspiracy that you wanted to talk about?
Let me see if I have any on my list. Do you have any?
I have one that I know Junie would like. We were talking about it earlier.
What was it?
It's the whole referee thing or like umpire thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
How is it that everyone knowing rules of a game, right? Everyone knows in sports, everyone's, you know, trying to be competitive. There's an objective, et cetera, et cetera. You want to do your conspiracy?
No.
You sure? So everyone has seen or has heard of bad calls and like obnoxious calls, whether it's the boxing world, whether it's football, any of these sports, right? Where especially highly competitive sports. And there are times where they make these questionable calls, and you the only explanation you can think of is like it's rigged. There's some events, unfortunately, and this is again conspiracy / not / whatever, because you can investigate and see, but how much of the sports world is rigged or could potentially be rigged?
I believe that,
bro. No,
there's so many
no
cases.
way that there isn't scenarios where it's rigged. I've seen it happen so many times in boxing specifically, where it's just there's no way that this guy won. It's just no possible way. Like
even points wise.
What
like,
fight were you watching?
Happened,
What fight were you watching? Is basically, and they win.
That's sad.
And you're like, how did that even happen? And so I'm like, I totally believe that there's definitely some type of like, I don't know, underground corruption when it comes to sports, for sure.
So this gets even deeper, and I didn't bring this topic up because I wanted to save it for the podcast, because this all intertwines together with pop culture and media. They know that sports is a form of entertainment and things like that. And we know that, or we say that in media and stuff like that, we believe there are people pulling strings. But in the sports world, I wholeheartedly believe that's more prevalent. There's money at stake. And whatnot. So who's to say that the entire media industry, including sports and everything, is in on one big grand conspiracy of just, you know, and if they want to oust you, if they want to oust you, it's like, no, you're out. They want to kill you.
Well, you know what? Talking a little bit about that. So there's
Why do I keep
oh my
doing
god!
X-Files?
What's the?
There's something wrong with me. Sorry.
What's the name? What's the name of the main character in Barbershop? The movie.
I don't know.
Oh Lord.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Character.
Wow.
Ice Cube. Right. He has this basketball league, which is basically, it started with Again, this is what I think it started. I don't know the whole thing. From what I saw, it's like a 3x3, 3-on-3 league.
3-on-3 league?
Yeah,
Oh,
3-on-3 league. Very successful, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to watch now.
And it's a lot of times I've seen people that either like have either retired and gone back into playing, or just making just these crazy people that like crazy teams that people decide to make together.
Yeah.
Anyway, has become so successful, being sponsored by big people and everything. But he's tried to get in the same kind of like world with the NBA and partner with them, but they
They're like,
won't
no.
allow him.
You know what's funny?
They won't allow
Yeah. That's a good example of, well, what? Why? You know why?
I know. Like we could all
the same-
we could all succeed together. It's
Yeah.
not like the 3-on-3 is going to take over the NBA. It's not, right? It's just not.
But this all turns into one glop of like, they dictate what we want to see, whoever they are, in media, in pop culture, whatever I joke and say Illuminati, but it's like when you realize that everything is literally curated and perfectly filtered for you to watch. It's like, think about it. I didn't know there was that 3v3 stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
It's
a little less crowded
Mm.
of a thing. Maybe I could pay attention to the ball more. Why not? I'll
Yeah.
give it a try.
Yeah, and I think the 3-on-3 is on again,
Half court?
I think it's half court. I'm pretty sure. But
That makes sense.
yeah. Yeah, so what did you search the
Okay, yes.
other one? that you wanna talk
What do we think? Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra, Bigfoot.
So for El Chupacabra, for me, when I was in Puerto Rico, this was like a big
was
thing.
over there?
There's like statues of what people believe the Chupacabra was.
Why they make a statue about
There's
it?
I don't know. It's just things
They wanted
that
to
are like,
praise it.
it's like it's not like a I guess it's not really is it called a statue when it's just more like a figure, but it's tall. It's like maybe like this big that I've seen. And there's different ones, but that people believe it's Chupacabra. You know, it's always that skinny thing with like the
thingies.
spikes going
Yeah.
down the
Going
the
down
thing,
looking like
whatever.
a Jurassic Park reject.
I don't believe in any of that.
Me neither. I think it's just pure entertainment. People love to believe it. It's its own genre now.
I know it's its own genre, but part of the other side of me, the whole devil's advocate side, whatever, knows that there is no way in hell we know everything about this planet yet.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, just no way in hell. So it's like,
Wait, like in
part
terms of
me-
creatures?
creatures, habitat, like weird thing. Like this planet is still largely unexplored.
Yeah.
Despite how far we've gotten and how far certain countries and civilizations have gotten, there's a lot of things we don't know. Like a lot of things. So within that realm of things are animals that we have simply not encountered or are just out there and they're extremely rare and we can barely get to them. You know,
But for like a Chupacabra, for example, that's just, what is that? I know Chupacabras can be in the United States, but isn't that a Puerto Rican thing too? That's a big thing in Puerto Rico.
It's huge over there, right? I don't know. I'm sure it's huge in many other places. But I know it's the thing that I grew up hearing about.
Yeah.
And
But wouldn't we have found a Chupacabra in
That's what
Puerto Rico?
that's what it
if
always
they
comes down to.
existed?
But
It's a
again,
little island.
I believe so. Yes.
I think there was a documentary. There's been many documentaries, but there was one where they show people that have brought things in, and there's been like one or two of them where they can't explain. They don't necessarily think it's a chupacabra, but they can't explain because there's not enough information.
I just think it's just trolls. There was like this one story one time that I heard, and again I'm butchering the story because I don't remember the whole thing, but it was something like along this line where there was this thing that people were going down the highway and they constantly kept seeing this thing walking from one side to the other.
Of the highway?
In the highway, yeah. And it was known in this town. And nobody knew what it was. And it was on
GG.
the news and everything, right? Eventually, years after years, this guy came out and said that it was him dressed up as something. That he would constantly go, and he made it basically like a thing to make sure
See,
that
is just-
this conspircy
keeps
happened.
going. It's like, no,
And
man.
so this is what I'm saying. I feel like this is just a whole bunch of trolls that are either people making up stories or people making something that looks like something crazy and then making a story off of that.
And like Bigfoot? I don't think
What if
so.
there's not? I mean,
No.
they say it's like a primate and a really big ass primate. So, I mean, there are big primates everywhere. And what if there's just one we haven't discovered and it's just out there?
A definition of primate.
That's like monkeys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Us kind
So
of.
it again, I just don't think that something of that measure. Like I understand deep in the dark ocean, right? Not knowing what everything is down there, right? Because we haven't been able to explore the whole ocean. Ocean is too big, right? So I understand that, and I understand the same thing with the world, but it's just we have like, do we make assumptions of what's deep in the water, or do we actually like explore and then find out? Are there assumptions of things that are dark in the water?
There's probably assumptions.
Yeah, we've only been to certain depths, so there's things we have assumed. Like for example, before diving as far deep as I forgot the actual depth, but before finding animals that didn't require sunlight, we thought that was impossible. But there's fish down there that are straight up just transparent.
Yeah.
So cold down there.
Ooh, it has to be freezing.
And also the pressure. Think about the pressure. I mean, me diving into a pool of 8 feet, I already feel it.
Bro, remember the Y in Wayne? It was 12 feet.
And
when I used to go
there.
down to 12 feet, bro, the pressure
hurts.
was crazy. So I can't imagine thousands of feet.
Let me see. Let me look at this.
Miles
and miles of feet. Yeah, I don't believe in any of those things, by the way. Like Chupacabra, the Loch Ness Monster,
Nessie.
none of those. Do you believe in any of those?
No,
No.
I really don't. As boring as that is, I love the documentaries. I love the whole theory of it.
But none of it convinces you. You're just like,
But I'm
no
unconvinced.
monster.
I need solid proof.
Yeah.
Solid proof.
That one of those exists. What if it's
Yeah.
like, what if the last Bigfoot died? And we're never going to find him. He's just, his bones
He
are just
could
set up
have
there.
existed then. But today,
I don't know.
we would have found him.
You think so?
For
I'm
sure.
telling you,
There's
just
people today that
Well,
say that they still
Bigfoot-
exist, that they've seen them physically today.
Bigfoot?
that have physically seen him. Like physically.
Yes. There's people that
There's
100%
even footage
believe
out
it.
there. I've seen some of the footage, and I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like
that-
all that footage is
People just stop.
yeah. So what is that? What are they called? It's set up.
Staged.
It's staged. Yeah, I feel like that's just staged.
I'm sure some of it is.
I think
Well,
all
it
of
has to
is.
be. Yeah. Well,
That's just what I believe.
who knows? I mean, I don't. For me, it's like,
What's in the woods?
that's what I'm saying. The cabin in the woods. Exactly, cabin in the woods. So apparently, the deepest that we've explored is 35,876 feet, or 10,935 meters.
Damn.
How much is that in miles?
So how many miles in one?
I don't
How many
know.
meters?
In 1 mile, it's 1,000 something miles. It has to be like probably like 6 miles.
Hello, Google. Let's see. What does this say? This says 6.79
Yeah.
miles.
Damn, I'm good.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, GG.
6 miles.
Down. And we
That's
haven't
the
been-
farthest we've gone down.
Yeah, because
How far down does it go?
No, I think we've reached the deepest.
no.
We didn't.
No. In some parts, I've seen footage.
No, I think we
No,
did.
but not like the deepest. Or have we hit the
Bro,
ocean
no, I think
floor?
we
It's
haven't.
impossible. The pressure doesn't allow us.
But there was a machine that was built. Wasn't there a machine that was built that that
I've
made
seen
it to
those
the deep?
videos, but I don't know where that is.
The deepest part of the ocean is Marianas Trench. It's about 200 kilometers east of the Marianas Islands. Measures, blah, blah, blah. Why doesn't it give me the depth?
But again, like the ocean, we can't. It's so big, and not every day is a group of people trying to get all the way down there. So I can't even imagine how deep that goes and what we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think about. Yeah, but us as humans, we're gonna find out. We're gonna try to a way to find out. I feel like
guess.
I gotta double check on that because I don't know what I saw, but I thought that
We got to the deepest. We didn't
that
get there.
we
We're
got to the
close.
deepest.
We're close. According to
Or the
this,
deepest that we know.
I feel like I saw a video where they said that was the deepest part of the ocean and they got there, but again, I might be wrong. I'll have to
But
check
again, like,
on
how
it.
would they know that? Like, how would they know that that part of the ocean that they're in is the deepest? Like,
You're
what
right.
if you travel further down
I
and
don't
then
know.
it dips?
Well, there's devices and things. I'm
Radar,
sure that they have
sonar.
radars.
I mean, at that
and
point,
stuff like that,
down
that they-
there, you can't
yeah.
see anything.
Yeah, but I'm sure that there's probably like that. It's like probably like a radar that tells them different depths everywhere, and I'm sure that goes miles and miles of I don't know technology that could tell them how deep. And they found the deepest, and they were like,
And they
we're
sat
gonna go
there.
there to
Yeah,
the
and they
deepest.
sat there and they just said hi.
Yeah.
Now they need to work on getting humans down there.
I think
Wait,
I
to
think
do
we
what?
were
A human?
in a
Oh, wait, we
like
haven't.
This
You
thing.
think we were? It says
Submarine?
7 miles, but it doesn't say that we've been there.
Humans. What's the deepest?
Yeah, it was 6.79, but apparently the Marianas Trench is 7 miles deep, but we weren't able to get there.
So that's like it's not that far
Oh,
from
wait,
what
Wait, students that if you place man, oh no, that's not it.
I want to see. I got to look it up. But anyway, it's just a whole bunch of
The ocean
like,
is beautiful.
yeah, crazy things and just
Look at this.
constant like things that we could just continue
Beautiful
to talk about.
fish, beautiful fish. Dumbo octopus. Look at that beautiful glob.
But yeah, but I think that's a good way to kind of wrap it all up and come to an end here. I want to thank my wife again for joining us and being
Gracias.
not only our
Gracias.
first guest, but our first reoccurring guest.
Yes, reoccurring
As well.
with sound.
With sound this time. I hope we
Al
did,
vivo,
we did you
stereo.
justice this time.
Stereo
So
sound,
much
surround
fun.
sound.
So much fun, guys.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, babe.
Yes,
Thanks
gracias.
again, Chris, for joining me
Anytime.
as well, and thanks everybody for watching. Again,
Listening.
comment please. Like the video,
Send
and
me
on our
chocolate.
Instagram or something, just send us a message of what you want us to hear. I still haven't received one. I'm waiting for messages from, and I received
Anyone
comments,
can-
but I want to
why
like
not?
I want topic interest of what you guys want to hear. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.